Doki Doki Wicked Witchcraft is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod that's not affiliated in any way with Team Salvato. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club can be played down for that place or on Steam. By playing Doki Doki Wicked Witchcraft, you agree that you have completed Doki Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. I agree. Enjoy your sweet time with Yuri. Sup, it's Hallie. Welcome to Wicked Witchcraft. It's one of those older mods. It's so old it doesn't even have its own launcher, my god. Let's see. I guess it's about Yuri a little bit. It's from like the Team Raider stuff and whatnot. Part of their anthology universe thingy, whatever they've got going on. We're gonna play it and see what happens. I'm told it has a lot of alternate endings. 9, in fact. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us, I guess. Lots of options to explore. Let's put in our name. Get move on. Ugh, why does my head hurt so much? This doesn't feel right. I open my eyes to find myself in a room I've never seen before. Where is this place? I look down to see that I've been tied to a chair. Very thoroughly, I should add, considering my hands and ankles were secured tightly. What the hell was I doing and how did I end up like this? That's when I look over and spot a girl with violet hair rummaging around in a cupboard in the next room over. She stops humming to herself once she spots me and wastes no time running over to me.
You're already awake? Oh no, this simply won't do. Ooh, I was hoping I could avoid this sort of awkward predicament.
Why would that be?
Strange. I would have expected you to demand I tell you where you are, or ask about who I am. Well, in any case, I suppose I ought to introduce myself. My name is Yuri, and I am a witch.
A witch?
Yes. Are you surprised?
Actually, yes, I kind of am. I would have expected something like that in one of those books about a boy wizard.
Oh no, contrary to what those books might tell you, we reside here in the mortal realm comfortably. I'm not sure if you ever noticed, but we even attend the same school.
Wait, are you serious? This was already quite a lot to take in, so my head was spinning from all this new information. Considering my head already hurt before I started talking to Yuri, this only made things worse.
In fact, it was because we go to the same school that we met in the first place. You see, while you were walking home, I decided to bring you back to my house where I would prepare dinner.
That's nice of you, but did you have to kidnap me and tie me to a chair? You could have at least asked me first if you wanted to take me out to dinner.
Oh no, I'm afraid you don't understand. I don't intend to eat dinner with you. I intended to eat you for dinner.
Wait, huh?
I mean it in the literal sense as well, just to be clear.
Judging by the fact I'm tied up, that was my next question.
Don't worry, once you're asleep again, this will all be a quick and painless process.
That's not the point, though.
There's nothing to be scared of, so long as you boil on the cauldron fast enough.
Do you have any idea how long it takes to boil a cauldron?
I do see your point. Now then, since I've introduced myself, I would like to know your name as well.
It's Hallie.
A pleasure to meet you, Hallie. You will make a fine ingredient for my feast tonight.
Hold the phone here, Yuri. I don't want to be eaten.
But I'm hungry.
Darn it, you sound just like Sayori. What should I tell her? Well, let's see. There are many options, and this is the first one, so we can at least jump right to here if we've done this. Well, let's try to get some, whatever, we'll just pick this first. Eat something else. Why don't you go eat something else, like a frog or a newt or whatever witches eat?
What? That's disgusting.
Well, you want to know something more disgusting? Eating a person.
I've already made up my mind, so I'm not backing down. I suppose I'll have to give you a higher dosage of the sleeping potion if I want to make this as painless as possible.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I hate confrontation. What is it now?
How am I going to convince her not to eat me? Tell her I'm allergic to boiling cauldrons. Tell her I'm allergic to the sleeping potion. I don't see why either of these would be an issue for her. I'm allergic to boiling cauldrons. Actually, before you eat me, I think you should know that I'm allergic to cauldrons.
Wait, is that so?
Absolutely.
That sounds somewhat absurd. Why is that?
Oh, you know, something about the metals that go into most cauldrons that have some kind of allergic reaction with my skin. At least, that's what the doctor told me.
Who was your doctor?
Dr. Skipper. hope she's not familiar with off-brand soda brands.
I don't think I've heard of him. So, what kind of allergic reaction would you have?
Well, I can tell you there's going to be a lot of uncontrollable sneezing and coughing going on.
I think I can deal with that. Hopefully the sleeping potion might do away with that problem. Wait, you said something about a skin reaction.
Oh yeah, I get this nasty rash and I break out into hives. It's not a pretty sight, trust me.
Disgusting. I can't have that happening. The taste and texture would be completely ruined.
So what do you say?
Okay, you're free to go. I can't eat someone who has an allergic reaction to the cauldron we're using, so there's no need to worry.
Alright, so if you could start by untying these ropes.
Wait a second.
What? What is it now?
Oh, silly me, I'm a witch.
Yeah, we already established that.
I should have some potions around here that can cure anything. Even something that's a minor concern like allergies should be of no problem.
Wait, if you have potions that can heal ailments, why can't you be a nice witch and help people? I'm sure that would be a lot more helpful.
Are you done resisting? I feel famished right now, and I don't think I can wait any longer.
I'm running out of excuses, and I'm running out of time. This is probably my last-ditch effort to save myself from being eaten. What can I do, though? Whatever it is, I need to make it count. How should I approach this? Take the sneaky way or use the power of guilt? She doesn't seem especially conscientious, so I don't know how effective guilt would be. Try the sneaky way? Well, I guess I'll accept my fate.
That's the spirit.
Before I'm eaten, however, I have this cool trick I'd love to show you.
I'm not so sure. What could you possibly do that could interest me?
Well, it's difficult to explain. It's something you have to see to believe.
Really? Alright, you've piqued my interest.
Okay, now what? What now? Well, I mean, we can't really get away if we're tied up in the first place, so I guess this. Okay, well, there's a slight problem then.
What would that be?
For this trick to work, I need for my hands to be free or else I can't do it. My legs need to be free as well.
What do you take me for, Hallie? I see what you're doing here. Well, I refuse to untie your hands. I know you're planning something sneaky and underhanded.
I swear I'm not going to try escaping. Scout's honor. Scout is honor. Like I'm a scout.
Well, if you're being honest with me...
It's a great trick, I promise. It's like one of those blink and you'll miss it kind of tricks that you don't want to miss out on.
Alright, Hallie, you've twisted my arm. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yuri happily obliges with my request and unties my arms. I try not to look too happy as she frees my ankles. Yes! She then steps back, gazing intently at me for my trick to happen. Sorry to say, Yuri, but... And now what? Do I have a book to throw? Do it. Sorry, Yuri, but I've got other things to do tonight besides dying! I reach for the pocket knife to one side of me and a random book at the other. Just as I'm about to throw the book at her, I feel my body freeze in place. I look over and Yuri has pointed a magic wand at me.
Oh, how could I have been so gullible? If my cousin Koto found out about this, she would never let me live it down. I was just beginning to like you, Hallie. Then you take advantage of my kindness and generosity and do this to me.
What are you talking about? You're going to eat me!
Well, that doesn't matter now. Any last words before I scramble you like an egg in my cauldron?
How about manga is literature?
Just for that, I'm going to boil your sunny side up. Rest in pieces, you no-good liar.
Before I can react, Yuri casts a spell at me and I feel the world around me fade into darkness. Oh no! Bad end. Keep your sunny side up. Well, I tried. It seemed like we were on the right track. I just felt like trying to incapacitate her might have been the correct way of getting out of that situation, but she stopped me before I could throw a thing at her. So, all right, let's get back over to where we were. I'm gonna I should set this to like skip after choices so that we can zip on through things we've seen already real quick. Eat something else. I'm allergic to the cauldron. We're gonna take the sneaky way. Ask her to untie me. And now we gotta run like hell. Sorry, Yuri, but I've got other things to do tonight besides dying. I bolted for the door. Try as I might, the knob won't turn. It's not even locked! That's when I hear Yuri giggling behind me.
I figured you would try something like that, so I cast a spell on the door to keep it sealed. pretty sneaky, but I'm just one step ahead of you.
Aw, come on already! She's right. She has the power of magic on her side. It's like my uncle used to tell me, only magic can defeat magic. I'm screwed! Now what? Begging for mercy or run into her. Let's go for the tackle. Well, even if I'm screwed, I'm not going down without a fight. I turn around, lower my head, and run at Yuri full speed ahead, his head tackling her right to the ground. She cried out a little bit. What was that you said there in the history there?
Ah! Kira, stop. This is madness.
Madness? Do you want to know what's madness here? The fact you want to eat me, that's what. If you set me free, we can call it even now and I won't have to tackle you again.
But I need food.
I take Yuri's wand from her hand and position it over my knee as if I'm about to snap it in half.
No, please. Fine. You're free to go. Please give my wand back.
No funny business, you hear me?
Alright. I won't do anything funny.
With a swish and flick of her wand, she casts a spell at the door, causing it to practically fly off its hinges. I walk over to the door, looking over my shoulder every so often. Yuri squirms and shrinks away at my gaze. As I'm about to walk out of her house, I take one look back at her. She's whimpering and crying. I didn't want to make her cry, but... Well, honestly, she brought this on herself. It's her fault we both got tangled in this mess. She made her bed. Now it's time for her to sleep in it. I step outside and take in the sweet aroma of the surrounding trees and flowers. I never thought I'd be so happy to smell a bunch of plants in my life before. With an extra spring in my step, I make my way out of this neighborhood and... Wait, where even am I? I reach into my pocket and find my phone. I begin dialing. I doubt she might help, given her sense of direction, but maybe talking to another person after this bizarre experience might help me get my bearings.
Hello?
Hey, Sayori.
Howie, what's going on? Do you have any idea how late it is?
Oh, not really. You might not believe me, but I got abducted by this strange girl from our school.
That sounds like the plot of the story I was reading.
Wait, you're reading something?
Ha ha ha. Very funny, Howie. I do happen to read books often, you know.
Heh. Sorry.
You doodle brain.
What did you call me? Oh, autoing text boxes. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't mean to.
Relax. I'm just pulling your leg. I guess I just needed to hear your voice right now.
Oh, what happened, Howie? Tell me.
Well, do you know someone at our school named Yuri? I doubt Sayori is going to believe me, but I do my best to tell her everything that happens to me on this strange October night. Good end! Free man walking. We did it! We only chose wrongly that one time. We know there's still plenty of other ways this can go. Let's go die a lot. Eat someone else. If you want to eat a person so badly, can't you just eat someone else?
What?
Why does it have to be specifically me? You should be able to eat someone else, right?
Forget it. That's cannibalism, and not to mention barbaric.
So what you're saying is that it's not okay to eat some other person, but it's perfectly fine to eat me? What kind of twisted logic is that, Yuri?
No time to talk. I'll have to give you a higher dosage of sleeping potion this time to make sure this awkwardness doesn't occur again.
Are you listening to me?
Relax. Once the potion takes its effect, you won't wake up or feel the water boiling you alive.
That's encouraging. So I don't know if that actually changes any other things. We're back here, so I guess we'll just keep trying. I'm allergic to the sleeping potion. You can't do that because I'm allergic to potions. Pretty much all potions.
Is that so? Because you seemed just fine earlier when I gave you a small dose.
Because that was just a small dose. If you give me more, there's no telling what could happen to me.
Well, I guess the only other option would be to keep you awake for the whole process then.
It doesn't have to be this way, Yuri. Before I can protest further, Yuri shoves a bottle in my face.
Since you're going to be awake for the boiling process, why not have a cold drink to keep you refreshed?
Thank you? Yuri opens the bottle and puts it in my mouth so I could drink it. Surprisingly, I feel very cool now. Wait. No!
That wasn't a cool drink. That was a freezing potion.
She's right. I can't move or feel my body anymore.
Quite a large dosage of freezing potion for my head. I'm not seeing any allergic reactions whatsoever.
Well, it looks like my little excuse fell apart like a house of cards.
You're such a terrible man lying to me like that. I've been nothing but I've been nothing, a hospitable host to you this entire time. Not to mention, I've been very open and honest with you since we first started talking. Well, it's been fun talking with you, but that cauldron isn't going to boil itself, you know. Just for that main trick you tried pulling on me, I'm going to make sure you taste extra good.
Yuri goes back into the next room, only to come back with another bottle in her hand.
Now then, time to drink up.
She practically forces the contents of the entire bottle down my throat, watching intently the entire time until there was nothing left.
Sleep well, Hallie.
Just like that, I feel my entire my entire world fading away, as I take one last look at Yuri's smiling face. Bad, liar, liar. Alright, potions didn't get us very far. I still don't know if there's any real distinction between these two things. It doesn't seem likely, but it's whatever at this point, I suppose. So we know that doesn't get us anywhere. What about over here? Let's use the power of guilt this time. What would your mom say if she saw you right now? Seriously, cooking an innocent person? What even is this?
Actually, she would be very happy. We as witches all have to do this at least once as a rite of passage. I've chosen you to be my lucky subject.
Lucky, huh? How would your dad feel about this, out of curiosity?
Oh, well, my father, he passed away some time ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't mean to offend you or anything.
Oh no, it's okay. You didn't know, of course. If I'm being honest, I've been on my own for the longest time. My mother left for parts unknown for certain witch duties. She sends money to me, of course, but what does it matter? Why are you showing such an interest in learning about me anyway? I'm not going to change anything, or it's not going to change anything.
It's because... Well, I guess we're going for bad ends, so we'll say this first, because I feel like this might continue us further forward. You're right. No, you're right. There's no use in trying to reason with you. You're dead set on eating me, and I can't convince you otherwise.
I don't like the sound of your tone. Ugh, this is why I don't like talking to people. It's always the same, no matter what. Enough talk. It's time to dine.
You mean time to die?
Yes, that too.
Before I can react, Yuri pulls out a magic wand and casts a spell at me. I feel the world around me fade into darkness. Should have been more conversational, guy. We surrendered. It's over now. Oh well. Keep trying. Eat something else. Skip. I'm allergic to cauldrons. Use the power of guilt. I want to learn more about you, because maybe I just want to get to know you a little better. After all, you've chosen me for this huge moment in your life, right? I'd at least like to know a little bit about you before I mince the meat.
Oh, goodness. I mean, of course. That is, if you want to.
So, can you tell me a little more about this whole rite of passage thing you mentioned?
Not really. The sacred texts written by our ancestors were lost to time, so we don't know the reason behind them. All we know is that's just what they did back then, as decreed by the Dark Lord Tarankos. At least one time in their life, they had to select a mortal and devour them. Personally, that's a bit too uncivilized for me, so I'm just going to make you into something more appetizing before I eat you. You just happens to be the lucky mortal man I chose for this.
I understand that part, but why did you specifically choose me?
I've been studying you for a while, and, well, you happened to be wandering into the forest just behind the school. After you were done talking to that girl with the blue eyes, you just happened to be right where I wanted you. So I knocked you out, gave you a sleeping potion, and here we are.
So what you're saying is, you had your eye on me?
Well, I suppose if I'm being honest, I did choose you a while back. My cousin Kotanoha even said you made for a fine specimen.
A fine specimen? I feel my cheeks grow warm, but I shake it off and try to keep the conversation going. Now isn't a good time to get flustered.